Hello, we're new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the Great League version of Celesteela here, actually battling immediately against basically the same Pokemon with Skarmory here. Both have the same typing, both have the same fast move, but Celesteela has some different charge move. This is now first time available for the Great League version here. Of course, we're playing the Catch Cup, which is basically Great League, so I'm just going to label it from now on Great League. Just easier for me to basically put things together. But we will see here that the Celesteela has the moveset Iron Head, which you can also run Bulldoze. You can also run, by the way, the move Heavy Slam, which is exactly the same as Iron Head. I don't know why they both coexist, but yeah, we have two Steel type moves. They are both kind of horrible-ish that have the exact same stats. I don't know. But yeah, we're going to have a team here with a double Ghost in the bag. I actually built for this video specifically the NiRiain as well. I got this during a trade when I was in Warsaw for the regional, which was really cool. Thanks to Beltu who traded it to me. And yeah, we're going to have a double Ghost team here, which is the best that I can do at least. There are some weaknesses for this team, of course, but I don't really have a lot available, so I have to deal with it. How did it go? How did it went? I actually went really well with that. I went on a 6-game win streak in the beginning with this team. Then I lost to, I think, RPS, which should also be in there. And then I lost to my game Crashing, which shouldn't be in here. So that was like a great start, and then kind of went downhill pretty fast. But to be fair, I actually had a lot of fun playing this team, and I also had a lot of fun playing Celesteela. Is Celesteela now the best Pokemon ever that you really need for Great League? No, definitely not. It's basically a worse Skarmory, but it is still a fun Pokemon to take a look at. Here, for example, I wish I had Bulldoze. Interesting that my opponent went for Felstinger first, which was completely unnecessary as they swap out now anyway, and like one Wild Charge would have knocked me out easily. But this allows me now to go into my Trevenant. I will be able to shield up the Sludge Bomb, and I can go for some Seed Bombs here, knocking out the opponent, and hopefully now realigning against the opponent's target Maru. Exactly, a one-shot ball should be enough to knock them nearly out at least. I don't know if it's actually enough. It's actually enough to knock them all the way out, which is amazing, and we will be able to win this game. Next opponent, we will see a Stunfisk in the lead. Fine for us, we can go ahead and go into our Trevenant. Trevenant here will be able to go for one Seed Bomb here, getting the shield from the opponent, getting the fast move through. I want to get another shield from the opponent, so I'm going to shield up this move. And what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to CMP tie on the opponent. As you see here, I overfarm a little bit because I had more energy than the opponent, and I CMP on their charge move, which they're going to let go, which is even better for me, as I will be able to now go ahead, go into my Celesteela to align later on my NiRiain against the opponent's what's called Stunfisk, which is nice, and I get some damage on here with my Iron Head. Iron Head is something that I definitely would recommend you though. Bulldoze is a cool move, don't get me wrong. It has some options against like the Pokemon that you're weak to, but usually Bulldoze will not do enough damage to them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We see a Stunfisk here. I'm just going to go straight Sand Tomb. They're still going to have a shield. I don't want to risk it to get a shielded Shadow Ball that then does 0 damage and I waste a ton of energy. They actually go for the good bait here with the Rock Slide. Basically their only way to still have a chance of winning this game. We will see that I'm going to get them lower and lower. They're going to have a very dropped defense now, and they don't use their shield yet, which kind of made me scared, but I can perfectly farm them down. They were just at a Rock Slide, which would have knocked me out, and I can farm down the opponent here as well, winning this game. Very nice there. I guess with my good IVs for the NiRiain here, I actually was able to win this. We see our NiRiain against us here. I can stay in here for a little bit. It doesn't really matter if we swap out later on. They're going to swap out now into a Dunsparce, and this is horrible. And this is something that I sadly faced sometimes. Just having my lead basically gone already, and then facing some kind of normal type. We have two Ghost Pokemon in the back there, of course, which don't really have the best time against those Shadow Pokemon, so it is sometimes just a little bit tricky to still deal with it, but we still might be able to have a decent time here, as we can still go ahead and let this move go through. Drill Run doesn't knock me out. They're gonna go back into their NiRiain. I'm gonna go for the bait here. Hopefully they still shield, and they do. do, which is amazing. I can go into my Trevenant and I will be able to shield up 1 times here, and I will be able to farm them all the way down, which is all I really want because I get a ton of energy here for the hopefully incoming version of the Dunsparce. But they're actually gonna go into Togedemaru and they're gonna go straight for the Fellstinger, which is good for me because like this I can just go straight for my Shadow Ball. I missed some bubbles here because I was not paying attention, to be fair, but I will be able to at least still knock them out here. We see the opponent coming into the Dunsparce now. I still have a shield left and I can still get to my charge move in time here, knocking out the opponent, and this is going to be a good game. Next opponent coming through here, we see Celesteela against Lickitung, and I was super scared here. Lickitung is horrible for this team. As soon as I face Lickitung, it's basically a good game already because Celesteela, like actually Skarmory also doesn't win against Lickitung. They both don't win against it. But what I can do here at least is try to get them low, and I think I'm going to be able to do this with my Iron Head, and now I think I'm still going to be able to go for one body slam here, but actually gonna get to maybe 2 body slams even? I'm not sure. I'm gonna get this move through here. They're going to let this move go through. They have 1 HP. I can snipe them down with my Trevenant, so I have the worst answer away, and we have the Skarmory coming in against us now, which is not ideal either, but we will be able to go ahead and shield up their Sky Attack, which is fine, and we can go ahead and go for a Seed Bomb bait. I make a mistake here by not throwing earlier and try to align my moves perfectly, which kind of hurt me there a little bit, I think, as I wasted a little bit of energy, which I think hurt me now because I would have been able to reach the Shadow Ball definitely in time if I threw like a little bit earlier, 1 cycle earlier basically for the fast move cycles. But it doesn't matter because I can swap perfectly onto my Celesteela here, trying to knock out, like getting knocked out there by the Skarmory. Doesn't matter really because we can go ahead and shield up this move, going to be a Sky Attack. They're going to stay in here and then they're going to swap out into their Runerigas. And now I panicked. I go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball. I could have pumped them all the way down and get a Shadow Ball against the opponent's Skarmory, but sadly I will be able to still farm them down. They still get to move, and this will knock me out here, and the opponent will win this game. Or not. We're still going to be able to survive it. We can go ahead and go for the fast move down, and we will be able to win this game. Next opponent, we will see a Trevenant against us. This is fine for us as we see the Noctowl coming in here now, which is amazing for us. If we didn't see the Noctowl coming in here, we had a big issue here, like a big problem, because Noctowl is of course the hardest answer for both of my Pokemon in the back. There was nothing I could have done there, but now I will be able to just go ahead and go for some Body Slam damage. Body Slam should be able to do some pretty nice damage against them. I'm gonna get the shield actually, and I will be able to let this move go through, and I should still be able to survive the Sky Attack here, which is nice, and I can farm them all the way down, getting completely wrecked. Noctowl got switch advantage, got a move still stored, going to be able to catch the Seed Bomb. My opponent most likely is like, what is going on here? As we see a Stunfisk coming in, which is even better for us as we have 2 good answers still for Stunfisk here. We will be able to go ahead, let this move go through. We're gonna go for the bait here with Seed Bomb. Could have been of course a Shadow Ball, but let's see what the opponent going to do here. They're going to shield it up, and we can go straight for another Seed Bomb to get some guaranteed damage on the opponent's Stunfisk. They can overfarm, I don't really care too much. I let this move go through, and I should be able to finish up this game with my Runerigas. I can farm down everything here. I'm going to shield this move up maybe. Do I? No, I actually don't. It's going to be the Earthquake, and they're going to swap into the Trevenant. I tried to go for my Iron Head just to flex, but I couldn't get there in time. They were able to farm me down. Doesn't matter. 1 Shadow Ball will be able to knock them out, and I can just go ahead and farm them all the way down. I actually go for the move here because they tried to go for the Rock Slide anyway. And I will be able to knock out the opponent's Stunfisk, which is amazing, as we can go into the next battle here. Celesteela against Umbreon. This is horrible. There is not a lot that I can do about this, because Celesteela, of course, will not be able to compete with this super bulky Umbreon. There is no way in hell that Umbreon will not win this match up here, so I have to try to get the best out of it. I will be able to go ahead and get one Iron Head through, but like this is still a hard wall for me here, as I won't be able to have any chance at all of flipping switch. I'm still going to be able at least to get one Body Slam here. I'm gonna get them low, but I actually gonna get them low enough at least for my Runerigas as well. I have to shield here. I definitely have to shield here, as we will see the opponent going for the foul play. Can still go for one Sand Tomb. Does this knock out the opponent is the question. It does, and let's see what they're going to have in the back here now. We will see coming in a Stunfisk, and I actually misplay this all here. I'm going to go ahead and let this move go through. It's going to be a Mud Bomb, doesn't do too much damage, and I can catch the next Mud Bomb perfectly onto my Trevenant, which is amazing. But the issue now is that they're going to have a Toxapex in the back, and I misplay the matchup here against the Toxapex a lot. I'm going to go for the bait here because I still have 2 shields, and I guess they expect me to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball, and I was correct about this. So this is okay here. I can shield up the Sludge Wave from them, which is nice. I'm gonna go for the Shadow Ball now immediately, which hopefully gonna land, but it does not, and they can sadly knock me out here in time. This is okay. But now I can kind of misplay. I didn't think that the Shadow Ball does enough damage to put them into range, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the Phantom. Fine now, but I should have went for the Shadow Ball here. If I didn't go like I do here for the Shadow Ball, you will see that I don't do even closely enough enough damage here to even get them low enough or whatever to farm down. And I will not survive the Mud Shots as well as I thought I would. I thought like Mud Shot would do like literally 0 damage to me, but it actually did more than I thought, and they can farm me down here. If I went especially for a Shadow Ball at the final one there against the Stunfisk, I think I would have been able to win this, but I'm okay with it. Like, after the horrible lead there, I'm okay coming back against it. We see it on Bombers now. This is a very fine lead because we don't want to face it with my backline. Backline really struggles against Bombers now. My backline also struggles a little bit against the Jellicent if they have energy advantage, as Jellicent has, of course, moves like Shadow Ball that would knock out my Trevenant and also would knock out my Runerigus in the back there. We will be able to go for some Seed Bombs here, which should be able to get them pretty low, but they sadly still get to a Shadow Ball here as they baited me prior. I have to shield this move up, and I'm going to be able to go ahead and go for still 1 Shadow Ball in time against the Bombers. No, this was crucial here. If I didn't get this done, I would have had definitely some issues with that, but I make a mistake here swapping directly into my Celesteela against the cast form. I should have went and stayed in a little bit, basically kept 1 move alive and then swapped out, but like this is going to be a little bit of a tougher one now, as we can go ahead and go back into our Trevenant, but they can farm us down. They're going to shield up this move anyway now, and this is going to be a toughie because they can still go for 1 Weather Ball here. And this Weather Ball will knock me out, and they have some extra energy, and I only have my Runerigus, which is super weak against it, and they can still get to a move here. This will knock us out. Super effective damage. It does basically nothing. I expected way more damage here, to be fair. Fine for me. I will be able to go ahead and go for 1 charge move. I think they just quit the app or whatever because it took so long, but it's going to be a good game here. Second to last game, we're going to see a Trevenant against us. Trevenant is fine. We see a Dragonair coming in, and I was like, I should stay in here at least for a little bit. We resist the fast move, which is nice, and we see now them going for some like awkward here as well. But what I can do here now is I can go into my Trevenant. I can keep 1 move, go into my Trevenant, and I'll let this go through because I only have Body Slam and awkward here. Both of them are super resisted by me, so I'm not too scared about it either. And I will be able to go ahead and go for some moves here against the opponent's Trevenant with the Seed Bomb. And I'm actually going to be able to see him P-tie against the opponent here as well. It's going to actually shield this move up as well, even though it was clearly just a Seed Bomb, which is amazing for me. They're going to go for their own Seed Bomb. They're going to undercharge, which is smart because they got more energy with that. But we see an Ampharos coming in here, which is hilarious. Ampharos will get hit by the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball will nearly knock them out, but we can still snipe that move here with our Celesteela, taking it on, and I will be able to farm them all the way down now. Don't have to shield here, this can only be a Thunder Punch. And that's going to be a good game here, as we see the Trevenant going to go ahead and still try to go for 1 move, which doesn't matter at all, as we still have 2 shields and we have a Shadow Ball that's coming right into their face. As we can go into the final battle here. Yeah, the team that we're going to face is insane for this Catch Cup. Like, honestly, we see a Swampert in the lead. This is kind of neutral, but also not really good. I'm going to let this move go through. We still tank this actually pretty well. I didn't expect that we tank this that well. We can go ahead and go for 1 Body Slam. I'm going to get the shield here. And they're actually going to swap out into Lucky Tongue, which is very horrible. Like, for this team, it's basically impossible to win against Lucky Tongue, as I said before, unless you have it faced against the Celesteela. Like, how am I supposed to get half of the HP from a Lucky Tongue now? I'm gonna go ahead and go into my Runerigus, and I'm trying to go ahead and try to go for the Phantom here, trying to get the debuff on them. Otherwise, it's going to be a little bit of a tougher one. We're going to get the debuff at least. We're going to do some damage with our fast move. We have to catch a move here. We're going to catch up the power from the opponent. And we see a Toxapex coming in. Like, honestly, this is like one of the most overpowered, most annoying teams to face in this cup, I think. Toxapex, Shadow Swampert, and a Lickitung. Have fun with that. That's definitely something I don't want to face, not even like actual tournaments. But we will be able to take this Brine. We can get some damage on them here, and we still have a chance here. If we're going to be able to win CMP, or like if the Swampert doesn't have a move yet, I will be able to go ahead and go for one Shadow Ball, hopefully. Can we go for it? We can go for one Phantom here to knock out the opponent. Shadow Ball is loaded. Do they go into the Swampert? Can we win the CMP here? We can try to go for it, but we sadly don't win this one, and we're going to lose this final match here. But I had a lot of fun playing this. You're going to see another Ultra Beast for the Great League very soon, most likely. So stay tuned for this. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like if you did, and I see you on the next one. Bye.